shoulder. It's so hard to block that out.
But time and time again, Mark Selby has produced his best the closer we have got to the finish line. Will it be the same right now?
That is the question, Hazel. We've seen Mark Selby do it so many times before. When he's put under severe pressure, it's amazing the number of times he's responded, but this is no ordinary match. Final of the World Championship, Crucible Theatre looking for his second, Ding looking for his first. Doesn't get better than this. And a good break off to start with here. This needs a very thin contact. He could go into the pocket here with the cue ball. He's got the thin contact. That's a very good shot. Well, that's opened the reds up somewhat. He's coming up a little bit short, but it certainly spread those reds. He hasn't left anything on, but now means that whoever makes a mistake could leave his opponent in with a good chance. It's been all Ding Junhui for the last 3 frames. He's only needed the one chance. And Mark Selby will be well aware of that. He'll be trying to keep it as tight as possible now. There's the safety success rate. Mark Selby just ahead, but Ding has played some superb tactical snooker as well as knocking in frame-winning breaks. That was all he could do there. It just means that Mark has got an easy return back to the safety area. I think he can get past the blue to snick the red. It's very tight, but I think he can just see an edge. Just about. Got to be a little bit careful now that he doesn't send a red towards the left corner pocket. His target will be to try and get the white down towards the brown. You play it as if you're trying to get a cannon onto the brown. You might get in behind it. Always hit it too thin. Well, this will be a bonus. Not quite. Just developing into a bit of an awkward frame here. And I suppose Mark Selby won't mind that one little bit after watching Ding Junhui win 3 in a row with one chance.
Yeah, especially if we get a red. I think travels next to that black. You see the time since Mark's potted anything, almost an hour. That's a long time in a final session to go without potting. Yeah, I came in and looked at that. That's an excellent shot. Okay, it's maybe a 2 out of 20 shot, but he played it.
It's always worth attempting that, but it's highly unlikely that you get it. But he got a good cue ball, and the fact that he did get it can put Ding Junhui in even more trouble here. Mind, he's not in a great deal of trouble, but the way the reds are, if he rolls up behind the yellow, there's an escape off the right side of the table to those reds behind the black spot, because they're all a little awkward.
Mark Selby 1.
Tried to block off the path down the right side, but I think if Ding goes somewhere near the middle pocket, he can land on the red that he's queuing at there. I'm nearly sure he can get to that. Just below the middle pocket somewhere, and I think he can just nestle on that. He's played a few good shots like this. I think it's there for him.
To the left middle. If it's dead straight, he can actually follow through and it'd be the only red he could leave. I think if he follows the cue ball on that line. Although he's looking up at the bulkhead, so obviously he doesn't fancy it.
Yeah, I think when you haven't potted the ball for nearly an hour, Stephen, it's not very inviting, is it? But yeah, it's the sort of shot that players would take on, but he's keeping it tight here. Keeping the white in the jaws of the pocket over there blocks off the safety shot down the right side of the table, and with the black and red the left side, it's awkward to get a good safety here. This is a thin one he's looking at, very thin one. Caught it a bit on the thickish side. So that last shot from Mark Selby left it very awkward for Ding, and now a chance for Mark to pot his first ball for over an hour. He did put the plant in, I suppose that was the... Amazing, and not only has he missed it, look where the reds come to, so there are little signs here, Stephen, that things are turning around in this final.
Oh, that wasn't a very good hit at all. That was a nervous hit. who's the most comfortable out there at the moment. It's the man in the red waistcoat. It's all about momentum in these long matches, and at the moment, Ding's got it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, the man in the red waistcoat, he's been wearing that for quite a while, and it was the great Tiger Woods who always played on the final day in red.
Seven.
Now, this is a little awkward. He'll need the rest here because he's got to lean over the reds there. And he's got to get a little bit of action in this to get back onto a red. The problem, he had to force it in to get position.
Ding Junhui 7.
Just put it on the left jaw there. But of course the blue's gone safe and the pink's out of commission at the moment. So there's an easy starter, but not a great deal available.
One.
The two reds that are just to the left of the black spot, the one red that's just above those pots to the right corner, that's the one he'd love to get on. Played to bring the pink out. That was an excellent choice of shot. He's all right. At least he's landed on a red. That was a good try. Hit that beautifully.
It was the pace he played it at, and he almost brought the pink and red into play.
The only problem with playing for the black, he wants to have an angle on it, but if he plays for an angle in the black, that red that's just up the left-hand side cushion, he's liable to be hampered by that one, so straight is not good on the black. Maybe he can play a cannon on that red. Oh, he's just brushed it.
5.
Well, that's where he'd like to get the cue ball after potting the black in there, but he's going to need the extension on his cue and the long rest. Okay, he doesn't have to force this too much, but you've still got to be very accurate with it. Just come in behind that red there that's just to the left of the two that are closest to this back cushion. It's got to give it full concentration here for both parts of this shot. No. Put the black straight onto the near jaw. Didn't get the white anywhere near where he wanted it.
Again, that was a nervy one, wasn't it? Very tentative. Even if he potted the black, it was nowhere near strong enough. So a little bit worrying times for Mark Selby and his supporters.
to have one of those very tense affairs here, the way the balls have gone. Who's going to make the first mistake in this safety exchange? Just concerned about flicking a red over the right corner pocket. Hit that a bit thick. And he hasn't played a good safety shot. But what a tester for Ding Junhui here. Black's over the pocket. The only problem looking at the angle there, if he plays a little stun shot, he'd have to find the gap. If he plays it plain ball, he might be able to avoid the red and the pink there. It's all about the pot here, that's for sure. And that was close. And now it's a better chance for Mark Selby if this red passes the pink. As we show you the red wobble in the jaws, but it must be pretty tight. Oh, that tells you how close that was. Well, that red certainly doesn't go, but he might be able to get to the one that's two behind the pink. As we just come around with the camera, it shows you that maybe you can just see enough of the potting angle. He's concerned about the cue ball, but I think he's also concerned about missing the previous red into this same pocket. I think you find the angle where he's pointing the cue. If he pots it, he wants to just find the path between the red and the black. Couldn't have played it better. He gave it an awful lot of thought, but it's worked out perfect, and he's got an angle in the black here to please himself. He can go cannoning into the reds and bring quite a few of them into play, and that's what he's looking at there. He could clear the black spot area. He's got all sorts of choices available to him. And he's picked the wrong one. Tried to be very precise there.
8.
Well, he's played the red closest to the black spot, but he's caught that red first, that other one, and that's ruined position. That could have been a frame-winning opportunity if that went right there. He could have played, as you say, Dennis, a lot more pace into the four reds that's around the cue ball here, but he chose to play the exact positional shot.
Mark
This could
Selby,
be long.
8.
Yeah, sometimes when you're trying to be so precise, that can happen, but he had a great angle on the black just to scatter everything here. Look at that, if he stunned that in, those 4 reds, he probably would have moved the red that he tried to anyway, and he would have opened everything up. We've got a little bit of a stalemate here at the moment.
Touching ball, both reds.
Touching both reds. So, I mean, if he moves one of the reds, it's a foul shot. So he can't do much with this. The referee, Paul Collier, will have to keep an eye on this one. Now, what does he... See, if any of those reds move, it's a foul shot.
I have no idea what he's playing here, Dennis.
Oh.
Touching ball.
Well, whatever it was, it worked, because he'll never have been in that position before. I can assure you, touching 2 reds like that. It's nice to see things Junhui smiling. When he came on the scene, you could never get a smile out of him. He's a changed lad. He's a smashing lad. I was in Hainan about 4 years and went out with him and his sponsors. There was about a dozen of us went out for a meal, and he was a delight to sit by. And his English has improved so much.
Well, he obviously is able to get the cue ball back to the bulkhead. That's why he's up there looking at where he wants to leave it. I think Ding probably came over and asked him for a re-rack, but Mark blanked him.
As I say, Mark doesn't mind this after the barrage of breaks that Ding Junhui has thrown at him. He's not bothered about having a tactical frame here. And this is close to getting in behind the brown. What an effort this is. Oh, he's hit that far too thin. And he's still smiling. But what he is doing, he's sitting upright in his seat, and I'm sure Terry Griffiths has worked on that with him, because I remember saying to Ding, though, 4 years ago, he used to get slumped in his chair, Stephen, and I said, Ding, you know, don't show your opponent, you know, you're slumping in the chair, sit upright. All to do with positive thinking and keeping yourself positive. Has
One.
that bounced too far? It may have. It may have.
Well, that's enough. On the practice table, you could easily put a bit of left-hand side on and pot that black, but far too much at stake in this frame. But at the moment, he's struggling to buy a positional shot, Mark Selby. He's had 2 or 3 decent chances in this frame already.
Yeah, that last shot was a pretty straightforward positional shot. He had quite a margin for error and just overdone it, as we just show you.
Green ball.
Just bounced a bit too far.
Mark Selby 1.
It's all right keeping things tight, but you've got to take those chances, and he's not doing it at the moment, Stephen.
No, and every time he comes to the table and doesn't take an opportunity, it's just giving Ding more encouragement.
And that'll do nicely. That will do very nicely. That's a stroke of good fortune there, because he left a couple of pots on, but now that he's tight in next to the blue, it's very difficult. There's little things starting to happen out there, Stephen.
Yeah, Mark is showing his annoyance at that, but you've had chances, Mark, to win this frame. Sometimes if you don't take them, the balls don't forgive you and you get punished. But it was very fortunate.
And I don't think he can come off the cushion or roll to the red to the right there. That's nearest to the right corner pocket, because those three reds near the black, I think at least one of them's available along the cushion. So he's got a problem here.
Those three reds behind the black, if the top one doesn't pop, I think he's just got to go for this red to the left corner and just play it dead weight. It's the only one he can leave. If he gets the cue ball somewhere near that corner pocket, I think that's about as safe as he's going to get it. And he's looking to see if he leaves the cue ball there, and one of these two reds cuttable to the right corner. If he does get it, he's going to be on the black. It'll be some shot.
That is awkward. What a shot!
One.
Pot of the night, definitely.
And I mean, to strike over the blue and hit the white in the centre to give himself a chance of potting that. We seen earlier one shot of the championship. That would have been up there. It was an escape shot that give him the shot of the championship. Oh, he's missed the cannon as he intended. He's still got a pot on, but he wanted that cannon a lot fuller.
8.
Yeah, this was that cannon he played. He had to make sure the black and just caught the pink rather than the red fuller. Should be okay here, though. I say he should be okay. It looks as if he can take this on and find a gap between the black and reds, but the longer you take over the shot, sometimes the more difficult it becomes. And he should have got down straight away and played the correct shot.
Mark Selby 8.
And he thought about it, and then when he eventually played it, he hit it all wrong. He could have left something easier than this. I mean, it's as if he's trying a little bit too hard at the moment to get to 17 frames on the board where he'll just need one to win. But he could have left something easier than this. Might just be able to see enough of this to cut it in. Oh, he's overcut it. And he's left it. So Mark Selby right back at the table, much quicker than he thought he was going to be. But he was rather fortunate when he overcut that mark and scattered the reds that he didn't leave something easier.
Yeah, the run of the balls is to and fro, isn't it, in this frame? Ding was fortunate to leave Mark hampered by the blue in the previous shot. So another chance. Not trying to do anything special with the cue ball there, just made sure the pot. A confident Mark Selby, or maybe a less pressurised moment of the match, he'd have played for the pink there. Just desperate to get these two frames by whatever means.
Played that with lots of right hand side just to get the cue ball a little bit closer to the red.
4.
Yeah, I think it'll be red to right corner. Stun across past the pink for the black to the same pocket. Oh, he doesn't like it. That's the red that I'd fancy. That looks the more straightforward positional shot.
That's what he's going to attempt.
May even play pink now. Pink will go in the blue spot.
Eleven.
He's
12.
just seen the sidebar there, needs 51 points to leave Ding needing snooker, so there's another two reds. This one's obviously straightforward, but the red that's in the open will only pot to the left corner.
19.
So if he's screwing back for the black, he must finish slightly high on the black.
I think every shot he's playing here, Mark, he's making ultra sure because he knows the importance of this frame. And it's worked to his advantage. It was an awkward frame the way the balls went. We've been going now nearly 35 minutes, and it was just what Mark wanted, really. Because Ding Junhui was flying breaks of 73,
20.
70, 103, but it was just the way the balls went at the start of this frame.
Well, he's not played a good shot there. He decided he couldn't get the right angle on the black, so played with lots of right hand side, but he hasn't got past the pink, or past the line of the pink. Here, we'll show you now. Dead straight. So he's not going to get in that red to left corner from here. He'd have to play a trick shot off the left knuckle as he looks out of the middle pocket. Is he going to try that? Surely not at this stage of the match, no.
Mark Selby, 20.
Well, decided not to take the 6 extra points and just push the pink into a safer position.
think I'd have taken the 6 points, Dennis, and maybe played a safety. .42 up with 3 reds is a pretty decent lead.
Yeah, it would have meant he only needed 1 red and a colour to make absolutely sure. That's not bad. That's a pretty good shot from Ding there.
Can everybody please make sure their phones are on silent?
Might be playing a shot to nothing here, red to right corner. No, I thought he came around to look at the potting angle. He's not taking any risks at all, Mark Selby.
Yeah, he's in a strong position in this frame. That 36-point advantage with the blue and the pink as they are is quite a substantial lead. Now, is Ding Junhui going to get a chance to get back into this frame? It's going to be difficult the way Mark Selby has set his stall out here. This is a huge frame in this final. Doesn't really want to bring this red into play, but he may have to because there's no other easy safety shot. So he'll try and knock it into another safe position. Ding would dearly love to get in behind the green here. And I think he can hit this. He may have to play in behind the brown if he's taking this one. Oh, he's hit the pink unintentionally, but it's brought the pink and it's moved the blue.
Yeah, he's caught Ding between wanting to get the reds into the open, but not playing too aggressive a safety shot and leaving a pot on for Mark Selby. Oh, that was a nice little nudge in the blue. Very nice.
It's difficult. He's got the gap there, but can he avoid the black and red if he's going to try and come back round the table? That's the question. No, he's just trying to roll to it. And how delicate was that? I think we'll give the table fitter 10 out of 10 because he played to hit it on that side and that ball ran perfectly straight.
If that cue ball was a little bit further away from the cushion, Mark Selby could play directly into the red. It's closest to the cue ball. Play it firm and both reds would go up to the bulk end of the table. It's a risk though, he doesn't want to bring reds into the open, so he won't play that shot, but it's certainly makes it harder for Ding to score points.
Now if he's going twice across the table to get in behind the brown, the pink's slightly in the way. He's judged as well, and he may be tight in behind the brown. That's another terrific shot. Very tricky there. Applauding that good shot from her husband. It's nervous times. In fact, it's more nervous for the family than it is for you when you're out there. Oh, look at the swerve. He's going to hit the black.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby 7.
Mark may have this replaced because he was in a tough spot.
Well
And it was just the swerve that took the white away from the red and hit the black. But it looked as if he had to hit the red, Stephen. He was going to push it on there.
Yeah, it was almost a better result hitting the black first. Because if he catches the red, if he catches red and black together at that pace, it's going to cost him the frame.
Olivia Martel from Belgium, just directing where the balls were. Let's have a look. That's where they were. Let's have a look now. Oh, it's not bad.
Okay.
Doesn't have to play the same shot again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, he's going to try it. This is risky. And we've got the perfect shot. It's better this time. Terrific. You don't often see a very gentle swerve like that, but he judged it to perfection that time, but could be in a bit of bother again. Looking at the angle, I'm not sure if he can get in behind the green and blue. He can get it to the jaws of the pocket. If he's trying the snooker, he's got to miss the middle pocket. That was about the best he could do from that angle. Ding is faced with a shot here, the full length of the table, and he's got to hit it thin. Mustn't hit this one thick. Well played. This is a terrific shot. A brilliant safety shot. You have the full length of the table to play there with the white near the jaws and the red near the cushion. You won't see a better safety shot than that.
Oh, he's mixed it up so well in every department, Junhui, in this final.
That's too narrow.
Foul and a miss. Ding Junhui 4.
That 39-point advantage could be in a little bit of jeopardy, but the colours are all in play now. He made the readjustment. Just coming up to 47 minutes. Wow, what a shot this would be. That was a risky one, but look where he had the cue ball. He was right on the black. He's left a difficult cut, as we show you it again. Wants to touch the cushion there. Very rarely do they go in at that pace. Mark's not even looking at the cut into the middle pocket. He is now. Surely if he cuts that in, he may cannon the yellow and, you know, he'd finish on some sort of colour. It's all about the pot, but he's looking at coming back behind the black here. I'm not sure about that one. He could go off this red and back up behind the green and blue.
Dennis, that red to the right middle definitely looks on. I think you can even avoid pink and yellow and come back down for the black and even play as a kind of shot to nothing.
Yeah, he hasn't taken any risks whatsoever in this long tactical frame, a frame that will get him to 17 and just be one frame away from his second World Championship. It's coming up to 1.5 minutes of thinking time. Well, he did attempt the double in the end, but look where he had the cue ball.
So black to right middle to go 47 up with 43 in it. 43 on the table.
I think he's just going to knock the black safe. Well, he's just rolling in behind it, but
Mark Selby 1.
Has he got the snooker? Has he put himself in trouble here? Maybe he has just got the snooker. Yep, there you see it. See, if he swerves around it and hits the cushion first, he's bound to leave that red that's up near the pink. Have to be so precise. Oh, he stuck them up. Yeah, that red I mentioned. So the roll in behind the black. He thought long and hard, and it was the right shot in the end. And Mark Selby using all his years of experience in this frame. It was an awkward frame. The balls went a bit funny early on, but he just took his time over every single shot.
8.
Doesn't matter about the yellow. Ding
Selby,
signals
8
to
and
the
the frame.
referee. He concedes that very long, hard-fought frame that lasted 51 minutes, but Mark Selby, he won't mind that. He's got to the magic 17. He only needs one more for his second world title. He leads 17 frames to 14.